Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little story kind of, or I don't know what to even call it, but it's gonna involve dick pics, being catfished, and what the fuck am I supposed to do? So pretty much I think I'm being catfished, and I'm about to explain why. It's gonna sound really weird. Don't judge me or judge me. I don't care. But yeah, it's quite interesting. I feel like I've lost part of my soul through this whole Plenty of Fish video journey. Hence the really dark lips and the super pale skin. Oh my god. Whatever. Alright, so pretty much, as I mentioned in my Plenty of Fish messages part 2, I believe it was, that I had actually responded to a guy and we were talking or whatever. I seemed overly smitten, and that's just kind of how I get when I actually find myself interested in somebody. Especially when I don't feel guilty because I'm finally done with my last relationship. Yeah, so pretty much I've had suspicions that this guy was like a catfish from jump just because I don't trust people. It has nothing to do with me watching Catfish, but which I rarely do anymore because it's just getting fucking ridiculous now. People are just being stupid. But yeah, so I just don't trust people. I've had a couple of catfish experiences prior to the show even coming out. And yeah, so like I said a million times, I just don't trust people. So, you know, I kind of keep my distance a little bit. I not really, it's not that I don't show interest, but I'm not so quick to jump to we're talking, like this is like official, this is about to be a relationship in like 3 months. No, it's not like that at all. It's just like, oh, you're taking up my time, you're taking my mind off of things, and you're making me feel great that somebody finds me attractive. Honest truth. But anyway, so like I mentioned, hold on, I'll text you later. So yeah, like I mentioned, I feel like I'm being catfished. So I talk about, I've been talking to this guy, and I really got a hint of catfish yesterday. It was like last night actually, when I'm filming this, and I saved his pictures, okay? But only for showing purposes. So I sent them to my cousin, like, do you approve of this? And I sent them to someone else and said, do you approve of this? And I tend to do that. And then I just kind of forget about it. So they sit in my photo album. I mean, no harm, no foul, right? So I was deleting them because I needed space for something, probably another selfie. And so I had noticed that when I was deleting his pictures that they had showed a different location at the top. And if you're familiar with iPhones, which all of you should be, when you save a picture or you take a picture at a certain location, sometimes it saves the location and the actual date that it was taken, obvi. So I go into my recently deleted to look at this picture again, and at the top it says LOL, the acres. So I was like, oh, maybe that's just like his apartment complex, whatever. He just told me that he lives alone and blah, blah, blah. I'm Inspector Gadget, as is every female, and I decided to Google LOL, the acres. And what came up was LOL, Massachusetts. This guy says he lives in Connecticut. So I was like, all right, that doesn't seem legit. Went back onto his profile to just read through it really quickly. He says that he's new to the area looking to meet new people. I was like, all right, maybe he just moved. Go back to the other pictures though, just to see if it did the same thing. One of the pictures he had sent me was dated December 3rd, 2013 or 2012. And I was like, we really have an issue now. Went to the other picture that he had sent me where he said, this is me right now. And the date in that picture was July 2012 or 2013. Either way, it wasn't 2015 and it wasn't October or the day that we were talking where you said you sent it and that's me now. So I was like, oh shit, what's happening? But then earlier that day, he sent me dick pics. So the conversation went in that direction. I didn't want it to. I wasn't exactly playing along much, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But it was weird to me that he sent me a full body one. So it was like, you see him, the same background, same face, same tattoo, whatever. Then in the other ones, it was cut off at the waist. so I couldn't see a tattoo. But I saw that he had like hair on his stomach. So I'm like, but you don't have it on your stomach in the other ones. Not like they were like high quality. But then I was also looking and I'm like, why do you still have an iPhone 4? Like nobody has an iPhone 4. You at least have a 5. That's like the oldest model out right now. No, some people still have a 4, but still, like, that shouldn't be a thing. And so then that started to click with me and I was like, oh, 2012, an iPhone 4, yeah, I totally get it. And so I immediately just put the do not disturb on his contact, and I was like, so if he tries to text me all day, like, I'm not getting it, I don't want to deal with it, I have to figure out what I'm going to do first. So I've pretty much been trying to decide whether I'm going to, and we were like supposed to go out this weekend, like, and you know, like meet for drinks or whatever, but that's not happening because I don't even know what to do. I'm not trying to drive to Connecticut, putting miles on my car and wasting gas for it to be like a 90-year-old man. My question is, how are you catfishing somebody with dick pics? Like, this is clearly not your first time at the rodeo, my friend. But it just seemed really suspect. So like, I don't know. I don't think it's worth me even asking him because clearly he's not telling the truth about something. And it's funny because when we had our first conversation, he's like, well, what are you looking for? Or what do you look for in a guy? And I was like, you know what? I really don't even know, but I've dated a bunch of jerks and the only things I really ask for are simple, and it's respect and honesty. I don't think that's asking a lot, but clearly he used that to act like he was being honest when he really wasn't. So it's like, do I bother to even figure out what's happening? Do I show him my findings? Then I'm gonna look like a fucking thirsty bitch because I saved his pictures and he's gonna be like, oh yeah, you like my pictures, or no. But yeah, so like, I don't know, I'm just like, bleh. I was so smitten and so like laughy, like, oh my god, got my soulmate, yes. But I mean, I do have the tendency to overreact when I actually start talking to someone I find myself to be interested in. And I don't know. I don't want to go into too much detail with it, but those are just the basics, guys. So what would you do if you were in this situation? Would you just keep him on do not disturb and let, you know, bygones be bygones and just cease all communication? Or would you actually try to figure out what's going on? And yeah, I don't know. I really don't feel like getting wrapped up in drama, and someone told me, like, just focus on California, don't even worry about this. And I'm just like, you're right. But even if this were to be like something, if he's not catfishing, there's nobody keeping me in New York. Even if I meet someone who I fall in love with in the next 2 years, it's like, you're either coming with me to Cali or we're just gonna have to, like, you know, you're just gonna have to be the one that got away, because I'm not letting another person in New York, or anywhere for that matter, keep me from doing what I want to do. I've done that enough and I'm not doing it again. So I don't know, I just want to get feedback from you guys. What does one do in a situation such as this? I'm thinking I should just cut all ties, not even care, because it was getting to a point where I was like, it didn't even feel, I don't know, just even talking to him just didn't even feel right anymore. It was way too sexual. And I mean, he woke up my inner freak, but I mean, I actually want a relationship. Call me crazy, but I actually want to get to know somebody. Anyway, so if you guys have any feedback for me, just leave it in the comments down below. Let's talk, because I need some help. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye, and wish me luck.